So you're Jordan?
Yeah.
And you're Sisto. What's your real name?
Nick.
I'm Michael.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for sitting down with us today. I appreciate that.
Fuck yeah.
But let's start talking about the set at North Coast today. It was the first set of the weekend, opening up the doors. So, like, what was that experience like? How was the crowd?
It was fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, it was super fun. There was more people than I expected there to be. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it was super fun.
After like 20 minutes or so, like, we were pretty happy with everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dope.
Have you guys played like an opening set like that before at a festival?
We did at First Bank Center in Denver.
Yeah, it wasn't really a festival, but we played with Subtronics in Denver. It was on 420. We played the opening slot, so it was kind of similar. Like, we played right as soon as the doors opened, so it was like kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
Get the crowd going.
Yeah.
That's a fun thing to do, yeah.
Yeah, it was super cool.
But tomorrow you guys are also playing back-to-back in Houston. So when did the back-to-back thing start for you guys? Like, and how many sets have you done?
That 420 show was the first one.
Yeah.
I think it just, like, we kind of have, like, similar-ish styles, and, you know, we're homies, and just kind of, like, worked out that way. But, I mean, every time, we've only played 2 so far, but it's been pretty good chemistry both times.
Yeah.
For sure. What do you think separates a back-to-back set from, like, a regular set, especially for dubstep specifically in your genre?
I feel like everyone has their own like style, and especially recently it's kind of been a thing to play out specific like edits to get the like crowd hyped into like a dubstep tune. And it's cool when like you back to back with someone who has a bunch of like crazy edits you wouldn't have expected.
Yeah.
And you kind of like get this crazy sense of like energy, because every artist has their like crazy tunes they love to play, and when you have a whole set of just one artist craziest tunes they have and the other artist craziest tunes into one set, because you know it's 30 minutes type of split up type of thing, it always ends up super fun.
Like, I was just saying, we both have, like, edits of different songs, so, like, it was sick to, like, just play those, like, edits. Like, I call them, like, crowd pleasers, but, like, they're still fun to play out.
Yeah.
And then playing your own shit and your own heavy shit. It's just cool to, like, see the blend of styles, you know?
Do you guys ever like surprise each other with like a drop out of nowhere? You'll just surprise one
absolutely.
another.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I
even...
did it, like,
even today, like...
I was just
Nice.
like,
There's, like, sometimes when, like, you're doing a back-to-back with someone, and, like, there was one track you played it, I can't remember. I think it was, like, that Jekyll and Hyde ID, but I was like, what is this? Ran over to look at the screen.
like,
I was
looking
like,
at the
tell me
screen.
what this
Yeah.
is right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Jekyll and Hyde at Lost Lands last year, and you guys are both on the lineup for Lost Lands. So what does that mean to be included in like the dubstep Super Bowl, like the
dude,
the main event?
the dubstep Olympics.
It's an honor for sure. Like, you know, Lost Lands is, like, it's one of those festivals, like, you can't really, like, explain to someone. Like, you just have to, like, go and experience it. It's I played last year. It was super fucking fun. I'm stoked to play this year again.
Yeah, this is my first year I'm playing, so I'm super stoked on that. Yeah.
What do you think Lost Lands and Excision contribute to the scene and like having that event for the style of music? Like nothing is ever really done like that before. For other styles of music too, like dubstep, he just really kills it.
As far as the genre goes, it's like it's allowed it to grow a lot. I mean, his whole like business model of being able to take dubstep and make it something to support a bunch of like dubstep artists who are trying to grow is like obviously like an amazing thing for the scene. So
it's really hard, like, with dubstep to kind of like push through to that like kind of mainstream audience a little bit. So I think Excision like gives a lot of artists who might not necessarily get that chance otherwise to like have that opportunity to really push through to like a way bigger fan base. So he definitely does a lot for like us smaller artists in that regard.
Definitely. Was he one of the first artists you guys got into, and like who are some other artists that made you fall in love with electronic music? Or dubstep specifically. I mean, how'd you go down that route? Yeah.
I mean, what was your first dubstep show?
My first dubstep show was Keizo.
Okay.
Keizo was my first dubstep show, but definitely like, I know Keizo does a lot of other stuff other than dubstep, but like Keizo, Virtual Riot's always been a big idol of mine. Excision, obviously, Sudden Death. Those are definitely some huge inspirations for me.
Yeah,
Murata as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. My very first show was Midnight Tea, Downlink, Diesel Boy, and a couple other guys I don't remember. And after going to that one show, everything, like the whole idea of dubstep, I became like obsessed with it.
It was like the exact same with me too. Like,
after my first show, I was like, dude, this is fucking sick.
Yeah,
like,
actually, like I've been making music since like probably 2012 is when I first like started dabbling in dubstep, but I never got to experience it in a live setting until like 2016, 2017, and it was like the same thing. Like after I saw it in person, I was like, I need to be up there. Like, I need to be doing this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You said K's was one of your like first shows or your first show.
Yeah. It was probably it was my first. Yeah, it was my first like EDM show.
I saw you just collaborated with them.
Yeah. No, it was a crazy like full circle
That's
moment.
awesome.
Like being able to work with him and have a track on his album. So it's like it's a pretty surreal thing for sure.
And I saw you just collaborated with AFK also.
Yeah.
So those are some pretty big collabs, but like who's another artist that you'd love to collaborate with one day? Like anybody on your list?
Definitely. I think like my biggest goal collab is Sudden Death for sure. Like Sudden Death is one of my favorites and I'd love to work on something with him.
Yeah, pretty much same. Sudden Death's been a huge inspiration. He's from the same city as me, so seeing how he's like come up and coming from San Jose is really cool.
For sure.
It's like my biggest inspiration. So being able, if I was able to work with him, that'd be fucking amazing.
Nice. I saw you're opening for Riot 10 on a big concert tour coming up.
Yeah. I'm on like almost every date for the tour, so it's like I'm pretty stoked about that.
For sure. And you've opened for Sudden Death and Subtronics.
Yeah.
Other shows. So with festival season wrapping up, like what do you love most about concert season? Like what are you looking forward to this year and on your tour or maybe other shows you got coming up?
Just like being able to like go out and play my music for people and people like coming to see it, like that just in itself is like a really like, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like, you know, just like going out to shows, meeting fans, like taking pictures with people. It's like, it's a really like crazy feeling. It's a good feeling. It's just like, I always look forward to that every show. And like, since I started like touring a lot more and playing more shows, it's been happening a lot more. So it's like, it's just really crazy to experience that.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm in the process right now of writing a whole lore story. So with the visuals I have coming, I have like a plan next year to really start telling a story. And honestly, like that's going to be probably like the most fulfilling thing for me is trying to like create that environment with my music right now. Just because I like the idea of like storytelling and creating a like universe for where your brand is sitting. So doing that for the rest of this year and getting the whole concept ready for next year is what I'm most excited
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys both just released on Subtronics label Cyclops Recordings.
Yeah.
So like what do you think those how do those EPs like compare to your other ones? You said you're starting to write like a story behind your music. You kind of see that in this EP that you just released?
All the tracks in it, the names are part of the story I'm writing, and Fool's Gambit itself is close to telling part of the beginning of the different characters that are going to be in this world.
What about the Scumbag EP?
Yeah, Scumbag EP is just like it's just basically like a collection of tracks that I really loved, and we sent to Cyclops and they wanted to release it, so it was super dope. It's funny because that EP actually originally had like it was originally 5 tracks, and then we settled on like a couple different tracks. So the whole EP originally, when it was first like conceptualized, was like a lot different, but I was super stoked with the way it came out.
For sure. And I'll just ask you a couple more questions. Like, what is a goal that you guys have for the next 5 years in your artist careers? Like, anything come to mind?
I think just like eventually the goal is to do like a headline tour and, you know, continue to release music, EPs, you know, possibly an album down the road, like just collaborating with other artists that I look up to and just growing the project to like, because I've already, like whatever I've already achieved with music is more than like I would have ever thought I would achieve. So like for me, like I just want to grow it as much as I can.
Yeah.
And like anything for me at this point is just a bonus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do it for the love of the music, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I pretty much 100% agree.
Yeah.
Same here. And to get that story out and have people understand what's going on.
Yeah.
For sure. I'll just ask you guys one more, then we'll head back downstairs. It's almost 6 o'clock. So with you guys both being on Lost Lands lineup, and you know you've achieved so much, and you like didn't even expect to. What would you tell a producer that really dreams of getting on that lineup one day? What do they need to do?
Just
grind
and don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Like don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself and enjoy the journey, because like a lot of times people are so eager to get to a certain point, they kind of forget the steps that it's going to take to get to that point. And if you can just enjoy that process and like
live in the moment
and, you know, capitalize on wins and just
like,
don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
I think the like biggest part of it is treat everyone with mutual respect.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you are.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
always remember to talk to everyone and treat them all the same, because even when you get to a specific point, you always have to remember we're all on the same goal.
That's what I was about to say.
We're all trying to grow the same scene. We're all part of this community, and
Yeah.
it's just important to remember that we're all people.
That's what I was just gonna say. At the end of the day, like
Yeah.
we're all just people, and that's like one of the dope things about EDM is I feel like the artists are a lot more connected with their fans and their fan base. So it's like you got to just remember, like, we're all people too.
And we all love
the music,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
We all
it's
love the
like,
music.
you know, we're all
That's
in
what
the
it's all
same boat
about.
here.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's head downstairs, man.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.